Good morning, good morning. Ali Mehdaoui here with another class and session in my favorite class. They're all my favorite, but today I like Sundays because we go over Mindset Sunday, and mindset is the core fundamental of everything that you need to work on in business and in life in general. So this is where I enjoy being myself. Hello, C. Demerdag. Hello, thank you for joining us. Periscope, you know the drill. Just swipe to the left or swipe up. The Stern 44, hello for joining us. You can share that share button to your Twitter followers, Periscope followers, and also to your Facebook followers. James, good morning. And for you, Facebook, you can do absolutely the same exact thing. You can hit that share button. On the bottom right, there's those reactions, and on the bottom left, you're going to see that plus sign. You can actually add individuals to this live broadcast. Hello, Carmina, Virginia. You're like on Facebook and on Periscope. This is great. So you try to compare if I'm consistent? I can promise you I will be. Angel de Jesus, good morning, my friend. Periscope, don't forget that little tap screen that's telling us that I kind of like what you have to say, Ali, and it motivates me to wake up the next morning and do it all over again and again and again. Sammy Flores, hello. There are the hearts. We appreciate those. That's like the currency to get this information, right? And I get to see afterward who's giving the hearts. So before I go into Mindset Sunday and really get into everything, Ali Mehdaoui, for especially many of you in Periscope usually watch this on a replay because you're tweeting it out. There's usually newcomers. Good morning, Joanne Clark. I've been in business for 7 years, full-time for 5 years. I've had traditional businesses, network marketing businesses in 6 countries, 27 states, and I'm an author. I have a few things that I'm excited about. I coach individuals. I speak on different stages and platforms, and I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and I love everything that I do. Now I'm passing all that information into the masses via these broadcasts and different platforms on a daily basis. So I'm excited to have the privilege and the opportunity to speak to all of you and share the information with you. Two, I just want to say happy Father's Day to all the amazing dads, soon-to-be dads, and one day will be dads. Don't take your parents for granted, especially your dads, right? They might sometimes be rough on you, and you might not get it, right? But they just want the best of you. So definitely take a moment today, celebrate them. It doesn't necessarily mean buy gifts. It could be something as simple as just letting them know, hey, we appreciate you. Hello, Russia. Thank you for joining us. Let's get into it, shall we? Mindset Sunday. Today's topic is kind of touchy-feely, but we have to talk about it. It's greed and fear. Greed and fear. See, as human beings, we are emotional creatures. We allow emotions to take over our bodies, and it's a natural process. I mean, we were born with emotions, we will die with emotions, but there are few that control those emotions, and the more you control your emotions, the better you will be. But nonetheless, there are these two emotions, greed and fear. When it comes to money, we are literally always controlled by it. And it doesn't matter how great you are or how much you can tell me that, no, you don't understand, Ali. I don't get controlled by any of my emotions. Well, I'm here to tell you that science shows it, history shows it, stories tell it, books are documented with it. These are the only two emotions that, when it comes to money, that will move you. So let's talk about greed versus fear when it comes to money. When it comes to greed, and again, this is just about money here, right? Greed tells you, I want more. Fear tells you, I'm afraid to not have enough. Greed tells you, I want it all. Fear tells you, I don't want anyone to take what's mine. Greed tells you, I shouldn't tell anyone just yet. Fear tells you, if they know, they will take a big piece. Greed tells you, I want to get it first. And fear tells you, what if I don't get enough or miss out? So these two emotions, right, I'm sure you can relate, are always in your mindset. You recognize an opportunity, you're like, oh my God, this is the biggest thing that I've ever had in front of me. And, sometimes you want to include everybody. Sometimes you're like, maybe I shouldn't include everybody. So those two emotions are always intact. But I'm here to tell you, and this is what I'm going to give you my little bit of perspective on it. First of all, if you look at most success stories in the history books, I mean, all of them, you can look them up, from Rockefeller all the way to the modern success stories, Tony Robbins and the great ones, Darren Hardy. And most success stories are identified by greed over fear. They say, overcome it, don't worry about it, go for what's yours, you want it, you deserve it, you need it, right? And some people see that as a positive, attractive thing. I think so. But some others say, man, those people are so greedy, right? They're just about their money. So it's all about your perspective and the way you look at it. I do believe, however, that, listen, it's okay to be a little greedy, right? It's okay to want a little bit more for yourself. And I do also believe that it's okay to be a little afraid, right? That fear needs to be there because, see, if you're walking on a sky-high building and you're on the edge and you're not afraid, a little bit of a wind can push you the wrong way, so it's okay to be a little afraid because it kind of keeps you conscious of the edge. You know where the edge is, so you don't make the wrong moves. But the full-out selfishness is what's not okay. If you're out just, it's me, myself, and I'm going to do what's right for me, screw everybody else, I don't care. That right there is absolutely not healthy for yourself because, at some point, if you have that attitude of me, myself, and I believe that it's going to keep you stranded in the desert. Even if you're successful and you have all the wealth of the world, there will be a time of your life where something is going to happen, where you're going to need people to be around you, where you're going to need people to work with you, where you're going to need people to assist you, to support you. And I truly believe that give and you shall receive. Just like, this is, again, I told you it was going to be touchy-feely, and I'm not trying to turn this into a gospel or sermon, but one of the things that I talk about all the time with people, and it's an interesting conversation for me to have, is tithing, right? Tithing in churches, right? Like, there's people who love tithing, right? They're like, yes, I'd like to give 10%, 10%, 10%. And there's some others that say, well, you want me to go to church or you want me to do this just to give you my money, right? No, I work too hard for my money to give you 10%. And however you feel, first of all, on a whole separate note, just for the record, I'm not here claiming money or anything. I'm just giving you my perspective on this topic of Mindset Sunday. But what I tell everybody all the time, simple fact, I'm like, what if you give me $1 every week and I'll return it to you $10 on Monday? So you give me $1 on Sunday, and the very next day on Monday, I'll give you $10. And they're like, that's a no-brainer. I'm like, well, that's how that works. See, it's not pay me, give me 10% of your income, right? It's more of, if you take care of me, I'll take care of you. This is a relationship. Show me that you love me, and I'll love you 10 times more, right? And when you understand that concept, when you have that perspective on life, it changes things a little bit. And first of all, if it's not coming from your heart, if it's not coming from a place of wanting to, it's actually not recommended to do it, in Scripture itself. It has to come from a loving, caring place. Otherwise, it's not even accepted. So the same thing about tithing happens in the fundamental of business, in my opinion, and in life in general. If you're not going to do something from love, from willingness to give instead of greed, I'm just going to talk to you now because you're going to make me money later, or I'm just going to, buy you lunch now because I just want you to be my customer later, or I'm going to just talk to you like my friend until you enroll and be my partner in my network marketing business. That is horrible mindset. It's not even healthy for you because now you're controlled by the emotion, that greed, and you're so high on the emotional roller coaster. And then you're so controlled by fear that at any point that person says no to you or not right now, that fear kicks in and you're like, man, I'm not going to be successful. And you drop so low on that emotional roller coaster and your mindset just gets completely destroyed. And again, that's not healthy for you, and that's not good for the masses overall. So I truly believe that if you lead with love, right? If you lead, and I'm not trying to get this into kumbaya, this is truly what I believe, and take it for what it is. If you lead with a sense of, let's do it together. Let's work on it together. If you lead with the mindset of, there is more than enough for all of us. Right? If there's enough for one, there's enough for five. If there's enough for For 5, there's enough for 100. That's the mindset that you need to have. And you create a powerful attitude. You create a sense of love, community, connection, unity. And if you have that kind of attitude and you lead by it, not just by saying it and preaching about it, but if it is within your body and everything that you do every single day, I can promise you that you're going to see the biggest fruitful organization that you would ever want to have. I can promise you that you will see the most positive return of investment you can ever have, because I believe that money is just paper that we believe has value, but relationships, activity, giving and taking back, right, and so on and so forth, that relationship, that emotional transaction within people, in a good one though, like that positive emotion that is invested from one another usually creates a positive activity that follows. I seen it when I went to Colombia with my wife. And we were in this small, tiny town. I forgot what it's called, but that's doesn't matter nonetheless. But in the morning, I saw people that literally, made bread, and they went to the people who had potatoes, and they went to the people who had tomatoes, and exchanged a couple of different things. And money wasn't really the important thing for them. It was like, hey, I'm talented at making bread. You're talented at making potato. I know that potato is more expensive than bread, but I can give you some bread if you can give me some potato. And I saw that. I'm like, wow, look at that. Like, you don't need money to take care of one another. You just need to invest your talent into somebody else, and they will give you their talent right back, and everybody benefits. And that's how I look at life. Now, some people, again, would say this is crazy, irrational, illogical, but here's what I'm going to tell you. I'll take what Simon Chan said on MLMNation.net. He said, crazy people make crazy money. And if you want to make crazy money, you have to start thinking crazy and irrational. You have to start changing your mindset and shifting it from greedy, me, or afraid I'm going to lose it all, to I'm going to actually invest in as many people as possible. Do you know that Bill Gates says that he wants to donate 90% of his money? And he's struggling of doing that? He's number 2 on the billionaires list. Number 2. And he says his goal is to give away all his money before he goes on and moves on to the next life. That's a noble way to want to live, right? Like, he's beyond successful. Life is very fruitful for him. And all he's doing right now, traveling the world, giving back, assisting, building schools, helping, doing all these different things. What do you think he's so blessed? What do you think it keeps coming back to him so much more? What do you think he's given so much more? So you yourself, starting today, you need to make a decision. What am I going to do for others? Not what am I going to get out of him. You got to start thinking, what am I going to do for my community, for my family, for my organization? Who do I need to connect with? And become a better human being. Because there are good people out there. There are good people who don't want to take advantage of you. There are good people who need your help, and you need their assistance. And you just need to drop that guard, and especially in the network marketing profession. One of the shameful thing that I've seen during my last 7 years in this profession, and not all the time, but once in a while you see it. You see somebody who gets in front of the room and, start talking about, don't prejudge people, call everybody, don't prejudge. And when it comes to a circumstance where they are in a place of authority, of a power, and they're in a place where they can actually assist, help, work with people, and they say, no, more money, more problems. You know how that goes. People want to get more out of you. So, like, I'm too big for them with that. So don't have that kind of attitude. Work with the people, invest in one another, help one another, love one another. And I live by the beach, and that guy likes to go back and forth with his motorcycle, and I kind of like that. It reminds me where I live, right? I hope today's message hits home and goes right in here. Right, because it's something that is very, very important to me. It's something that I'm very, very passionate about. I was told over the weekend, you're too kind. I was like, thank you. They're like, no, I'm saying, like, you're too kind that people will take advantage of you. I'm like, wow. Is that so? So the people view certain qualities as a bad thing. I think being too kind is the best compliment that I can have. You give everything away to everybody. Okay. How cool is that? Who else do you know with that kind of quality? When I had my transportation business, the taxi business and whatnot, and I was still full force going with it, And I would literally take people, and give them the biggest discounts, or sometimes I won't charge and whatnot. And family members will be like, all right, free taxi. I'm like, yeah, how cool is that? Who else is doing that in the neighborhood? And that created, yeah, I owned a taxi company. It created a sense of, for me, abundance within, right? And it created so many great relationships, that those relationships turned into, partners in different network marketing professions. It turned into interviews. It turned into bigger, better relationships from investors and different things. So trust me when I tell you, give and you shall receive. And the more you give, the more it comes back to you. And most people don't understand this concept because, yeah, sure, there were bad things that have happened. Like, oh, there's many scams out there. Well, guess what? There's many bad boyfriends, but you didn't stop dating. There's many bad, girlfriends, but you didn't say, I'm not going to date a girl anymore. You just kept on and gave yourself another opportunity. You gave yourself another chance to go for it because you said, I am better than it. I am better than they. I am better than any negativity that can ever happen. I am the change that I will be out there. I am going to showcase to the masses that there is greatness within me, and I will be a beacon of light. I will literally show to the masses that you can say whatever you want to say. You can tell me how bad things are. I'm going to show you otherwise. And thank God, my life is so blessed that so far I believe that the righteous always wins. And there's a lot of adversity that I had to go over the last 7 years. People that wanted to keep you, like down and not do so many great things. And people said, if you do X, Y, Z, you're going to lose out on whatever the rest is. And I always trusted, Simon Cowell, one of the clips that I saw in Facebook on America's Got Talent. There was this older gentleman, he was 86 years old, and he said he was going to sing, and he started singing a song from Cradle of Faith. If you know, that's like a heavy, actually not even heavy, it's like rock and roll, it's like the screaming crazy rock and roll, like, and he was 86, and he was shocked, and everybody was shocked, and I'll be honest with you, he didn't deserve to go to the next round based on his vocals, but guess what, Simon Cowell said, do I think with my brain, or do I think with my heart? And he says, you know what, I'll think with my heart, I'll give you another chance, and he let him go through the next level. I think that it's okay to think with your heart at times. I really think so, because it does make a huge difference. So I hope this message helped you out a little bit, and it brought certain mindsets, certain way of thinking home. Facebook, this is for you. Check out empoweredself2016.com. We have less than 8 tickets left for the King of Prussia event on July 23rd. And also go to MehdaouiEnterprise.org. You get to see all different interviews, publications, and different things that we've done. And Periscope, this is for you because it flips when you see it. See? When you go on Facebook, it's like different. It doesn't look the same. So check us out. Hopefully you get your ticket for the Empowered Self 2016. Kevin Marino, $1 Million Earner. Bob Heilig, clearing 6 figures in a 90-minute webinar. John and Nadia Melton, multiple 6 figures, and multipreneurs. They're speaking in different stages, literally training the world right now. And yours truly, which I'll show you how you can take your little home-based business from the living room to a multi-million-dollar operation and really set yourself up to make a huge, incredible difference. On Facebook, look up Ron Colon. Look up RONCOLON. I'm gonna look him up, so you guys should too, because he's pretty cool. And obviously, by the way, a new publication just came out yesterday from Networking Times Magazine. My article that's going to be released actually globally on July 1st, online everywhere. And my edition that was going to be for the July-August on the hard copy actually got pushed to September-October edition because they wanted to do a much bigger, broader interview, which I'm okay with. So it's on my news feed on Facebook right now, and I also posted it yesterday on Twitter. It'll probably be everywhere by the end of business today. So thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the heart. Happy Father's Day to everybody. I've been very, very blessed. I have my father and my dad. My father is my biological father. My dad is my stepfather. So I get buy one, get one free. I get to celebrate with both. Love you all. Thanks for all the greatness, and thank you for all you do. And be the change you wish to see in the world, and I truly will do my part. See y'all, everybody. Take care.